day two of my goal to double my account. Yesterday was a bit rough, but today hopefully will be better. Um, Starting at 8:30 EST, and yeah, my goal here is to double my account. And once I double my account on the MBS, I will move to the ES and try to double my account there. And my goal is to do this in 1 month, but who knows? You can only take what the market gives you. And so I'm gonna start a session here. Let's see what happens. I have a. Oh yeah. So by the way, if you look at the top of your, let's see. Yeah, if you look at the top, you can see my live trading account, and I traded a little bit last night, and actually did much better uh, in the ETH, extended trading hours. And so I don't know if you just heard that, but that noise that you changes means that there's a trap that's set up. It hasn't been set yet, but it's been set up, and just letting me know that it's there, ready for me to uh, alerting me to let me know. So I like to know whenever there's a trap set up. Currently, I'm on the 400 tick on the ES. Um, so what you see is ES, but I'm trading on the MES. And so I like to trade with the ES. So I have accurate price action with my tick counting. So we have a trap coming up, but here we're in a range. And so I don't take traps that are in a range because um, they're only very reliable in a trend. So even if this works out, it doesn't mean it was a good trade. But yeah, if you see at the top here, I just laid it out here, and um, again, just want to remind you guys, I started with 2,400, but I'm only accounting 2,000 of it when it comes to doubling my account. I'm keeping that 400 there just as like maintenance. I'm not sure exactly how they charge for like the data feeds, things like that. Assuming they're taking out of they're gonna take it out this account, so I'm just gonna keep for the 400 there just for maintenance, things like that. Those monthly payments you got to make. So, all right. So, if you ever want to see how I'm doing, just look at the top, and yeah. So let's see if we can get anything here. So we actually had some good movement here uh, overnight. I didn't trade any of this, but um, yeah. So currently, this is how my chart looks like. It looks a little crazy, but if I zoom out, maybe it's a little easier to see. So I just marked some critical spots. I can get rid of this channel here. Um, Currently working in this channel, and we just broke down this channel up here. But yeah, we had a strong move up overnight. Yep. So yeah, that was a trap, and it will only become a scalper's profit if it hits the 25s. And yeah, we were like in a trading range, so I'm not sure if this will work out. But this pattern here, right? If you look at it, it is a bullish pattern, to be honest. But we're just like in a trading range, so like if we didn't have this resistance up here created by like 4,000 wicks that we see here, the touching on the bottom, touching on the top, so it's both support and resistance, then I might have been more eager to go into that trade. But because I know that this is here, that there was enough room for it to make a scalper's profit. Like, it could still make it, but um, I know that it would face adversity. So, not my trade. So, yeah, we're still in an uptrend, even though we see like an intermediate downtrend here with this channel. Technically, we're still in an uptrend because the 20 EMA is above the 240 SMA, and so I would just call this a pullback or slight consolidation until proven otherwise. And currently, we are trading now above the 20 EMA, so we're seeing some bullish behavior here. Okay, this might hit. Who knows? Again, we're hitting this resistance. It's like hitting our head on the ceiling. But from the looks of it, it looks like it has enough support to break through it. We shall see. What I mean by support is if you look at the market structure, what we have here is a kind of a double-headed, inverted head and shoulders, or you can just call it a double bottom. But yeah, so the moment it broke the middle of the double bottom, right? So it's like a W for win. M, if it looked like an M, it's M for murder, but W for win. So W, and you see the middle of the W now acts as a type of support. I could draw that quickly here. So, if you drew a line here, it's acting as support now. Not only that, you have the 20 EMA. So you have like a base. Rarely do you see like the market just suddenly reverse and go straight up. Typically, after it breaks a trend, it goes into a trading range. The trading range is for all of the traders, bulls and bears. They're kind of deciding what to do. Should we go in or should we go out? And trading ranges are created because of that indecision. And then sooner or later, once a trading range breaks, that means a decision has been made. And the traders are confident now on what to do. So we wait here, knowing that we know we're in a trading range at the moment. And, the reason why that's important is because this strategy is actually only really good in trends, in a trending market. But if it's in a ranging market, this strategy can bite you in the butt. Again, even though we had a trap, it still hasn't got you 1 point. And yeah, this is a lot of battling right here. As you can see, it's already battled. Okay, so we just made the point. That could be the beginnings of a new upwards trend. So we'll have a channel here. Though the trap was successful, I wasn't sure if it would actually make it because there wasn't enough room, in my opinion. It could have, if bears were, a bit stronger, then I could have easily pushed back down. But kudos to those who, if you did trade it, you got the cojones. Also, I do want to say, even though I'm doubling my count and I'm trying to double my count within a month. I guess a couple things. First off, I wouldn't say this is like a get-rich scheme. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to get there. It's actually, I'm scalping, so every scalp is, for every contract, it's $5. And I mean, of course, you can do more than one contract per order, but I'm just saying it's not a get-rich-fast scheme in any sense. But if you can double your account in 1 month, in a sense, you can get rich fast. But I'm not saying that it's easy in any sense. And so, yeah, it requires a lot of patience. It requires actually a lot of knowledge of how to read markets. It's like learning a language, and the language that the market speaks is price action. And the alphabet to me are the leg counts. And so for me to have all the leg counts helps me read the market easier. Not only that, it's very helpful to know what these mean, right? Like wicks. What do wicks mean? Not just what you see, and that that means the price went higher than the candle and came back down to the body, but what does it mean in terms of what the traders are thinking? You know, these wicks tell us the emotions of the trader, of the market. And so, um, the fact that we see these wicks just shows that there's a lot of, yeah, there's a lot of fighting going on, right? Every wick here is a range of both buyers and sellers. For every long trade, there's a short trade. For every buy, there's a sell. And so, um, yeah, and you can see that through the wicks and the shape of the candles. Essentially, price action tells you what the market is feeling and trying to tell you. It's kind of like if you had a girlfriend and they want you to know what they want before they tell you. And they don't say one word verbally, but through their body language, you can know exactly if something's wrong or something is right, or uh, perhaps you need to change what you're doing or continue what you're doing. So this is what I'm seeing here. So yeah, the story right now that I'm seeing is, yeah, so this one also had a bunch of support here, and it bounced off the support pretty well. We've been having a very good strong uptrend for a while, and now we are consolidating. Now the question is this consolidation a reversal, or is it just a breather so we can continue upwards again? And we have broken down from that larger channel and entered a smaller channel. Actually, I'll go ahead. Oh no, I just got rid of my, how did I do that? It's okay, easy to put back. Okay, or not. What's going on? Where are you? My 240. All right. Okay, so we already broke down this channel. I will probably have to readjust this. Yeah, that's a true resistance there. We're seeing higher highs, perhaps a higher low. This would be a trap. That's a trap that yeah, I think again, not enough room for this trap to hit, but I hate to see traps go. Just for those tuning in first time, this is a custom script I made, leg counting, and on the right side of the chart, you can see I have a signal to tell me what leg it will be, the count of the next leg if it hits this diamond. And this diamond is always placed one tick above the signal bar, which is the bar prior to the current bar. This is one tick above that, and so that will trigger if it hits this. If it hits this, this will be not only a fourth leg up or a fourth pullback, but it will also be a trap, as you can see by the color, magenta color. And also I have the tick counter here. So this triggered a trap, and so we are in a trap, but the area was a little precarious, so I didn't enter there. This could be a failed trap, but we'll see. I almost like this second pullback. Nah, I wait. That's a problem with this strategy. When you're in like a range, it's just too hard to tell. Like, it's easy to tell when you're like kind of maybe in this mess, even though not that easy. But like here, you have a perfect second entry with a trap right here. And that's like the most amazing setup you can ask for, right on a support. So like, and it's been trending up for a while, and that's just like a dream setup right there. I wasn't awake. I was like 5:30 in the morning. So some of these things are very apparent. So for instance, if you took that trap, you might be feeling trapped in your trap at the moment. Again, we're hitting this now support, which was created by the middle of this W. The range is too tight to really for me to really do anything here. In terms of two-legged pullbacks, like traps are not very valid in a range. So yeah, just because a trap is showing here, I like to know when every trap happens, and then I like to know so I can assess if the context is good. And if I just see this, I'm like, oh, we're in a range. I don't really want to trade a trap right now. This trap may be a little bit better because you have room down here, and if it gets down here, it might be it might mean that it's already broken the support to retest the bottom here. Still not interested, just because when you see these wicks, sorry, tails, these tails are telling you that there were a bunch of buyers here. You would have made your point, and yep, a little bit more. So we're probably retesting this range here. But if it doesn't get all the way down there, this is, I think, very bullish sign. That means people, oh, okay, well, touched it perfectly. That would have been an okay trap, but yeah, too hard to tell for me in the range. Yeah, better than this one. This 2 was better than this 3. All right, so we're kind of consolidating down here. We haven't reached the bottom here, which actually makes me feel like this is bullish, right? When supports act as supports, then that's a bullish sign. And every tick matters. And so you have 2 ticks here, and if this candle can't get down here, then you know that there are limit orders right here, eager bulls trying to get into this market. So this gives you information. Okay, so now we're hitting triple bottom. So I guess the eager bulls were too eager. Too many bears still, pushing it down. So double top, micro double top. Triple bottom. That's still micro triple bottom currently. This candle hasn't finished yet, so I can't say it yet. Okay, it's breaking down, and it's reached. Alright, so now we got a different story. I think we have broken down our trading range. And trying to make an attempt to reverse, and it failed. Triggered by this trap. So now if I see a move back up here, retesting this range, or retesting this support now acting as resistance, and I see a leg coming down, I'm interested in that trade. Very, very interested. I'd like to see it pop up first. I'd like to see it trigger an up leg. Otherwise, it will just move. It just keep moving down and just be a bull breakdown. And yeah, and this strategy doesn't really trade bull breakdowns like that. So trying to keep it kosher here. Yeah, so give me a small trigger up here. Give me a leg up, and then that will be another trap, and I'll be ready for the trap down here. Very eager. I'll be very ready for that trap if that happens. I will even increase my scalp size. And this is kind of maybe how strong the bears are right now. It's not even letting it break a prior candle's high, so that can tell us a story. Tell us what the market is thinking. People are buying limit orders at the bottom of the prior candle here, thinking they can get a scalp, but they were not able to yet. So we're seeing some resistance here, some overlap. Bar ending at the bottom of its range. I need to see a slight pullback before I come in. And if I don't see it, then I'm not in. Alright, I think the bears might have given up here. Or the bulls have given up. What's my next level of support? I don't see one till here. From back here. There's a lot of that's a lot. There's no support with this movement up here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do get down here sooner or later. Okay, so we do have a pullback now. But not every pullback is created equal. So I have a trap ready here. I'm very interested in this. Very interested, and I'm gonna raise my scalps to 5 here. So this is a magenta diamond here. If this price gets above a scalper's profit, which is at the 25s, scalper's profit is 5 ticks, 1 tick for the stop, 4 ticks for the point. If it gets up here, this magenta diamond will change color. It will change us to a light red color if it does. And then I would not be interested in trap, and I would change my order around. So now the new trigger point is right here, 1 tick below the prior candle's low. Okay, so now I change colors, light red or pink, and I am not interested in this trap anymore. It's not a trap anymore. And the reason why that's important is because, so now I'm waiting for it to hit this perfectly in line with 20 EMA, and to and also the support against resistance. I almost could stay here with the limit order, and I would be pretty confident I can at least get 1 point for a scalp. But for the sake of this, up here I'm just going to enter in with a regular order of 4. I would like it to hit this first. That would be a nice place, but I feel like it's close enough. Yeah, it's not a bad spot. So for me, this is like the second pullback after the breakdown, which is something I like to enter in. The reason why the trap makes a difference, now that's not a trap and why I'm changing my strategy, is because once the point is made, that means the bulls who are trapped have exited their positions. And so you don't have that force of both bulls and bears when it goes down to make the trap a very high probable trade. Alright, so we're getting like a triple top here, pretty close to 20 EMA. I've seen this scenario play out many times, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does an A, B, C, a simple two-legged pullback here. I might be getting in here prematurely, but I like the breakdown here, and I like the position we're in, under resistance, under the 20 EMA, and so I feel comfortable here, even to scale in on the two-legged pullback if it does happen. Yeah, this is a pretty clear sign that the trading range is broken for me. Alright, filled. I tried to zoom to my target, but couldn't get there all the way. But yeah, bears are eager here. Triple top, micro triple top. I should be filled soon. 1 tick below my entry to save myself from commissions. And yeah, to be honest, like I would be comfortable keeping this here until 1 point above here because of front runners, and I'll be fine keeping this here, and I'll just let this run through the rest of the day or the rest of this order. That's because yeah, I have no risk now. Everything is free from here on out, and yeah, and we see a strong, not strong downtrend, but a confirmed downtrend if this makes a new low, you know, lower high, lower low, lower high, and so that's what I'm expecting this to continue to go downwards. But I might get stopped out, and you know, what can you do? You move on. I got stopped out even though this didn't touch it. It's because this is a ES overlay, and that means the micro actually stopped out before the ES did. And yeah, for some of you that might be really concerning. It's like, oh, how can you stay in trades when you don't have the exact chart you're viewing? Uh, it's a good question actually. And so we have a trap here. Beautiful place for a trap. People think are trying to trade counter trend to this uh, A B C, and then they think it's going to go up now. This is two-legged pullback here, but a trap is waiting for them right here. So they're trying to trade counter trend to this breakdown, which is a foolish thing to do, in my opinion. So I'll be ready for a trap here. And now I'm more eager to go into traps because I don't think we're in a trading range. Typically after a trading range, once you break out of it, then typically you go into a trending market. I know it's kind of obvious, but yep. So let's tap this. Actually, this is a bag signal bar. Okay, we just lost our trap, so I'm not interested in it anymore. In fact, we made a new high. And so now we have a two-legged pullback on the other side, A, B, C. And you might say, why am I saying A, B, C? Well, I'm tired of saying first pullback, first entry, second pullback. It's easier to say A, B, C. A, B, C is essentially a two-legged pullback. So here, I'm very interested in entering this two-legged pullback. A, B, C. Just tapped the EMA, and if you heard that little alert, that little ring, like that's because I have an alert for if we tap the EMA and we have a two-legged pullback about to trigger. So that's another alert I have. That is the textbook two-legged pullback entrance. So we're breaking down. Now they're trying to do a pullback with two legs back to a support area, which is the 20 EMA, and the idea is that we'll continue the original trend. So strong push down, then in a sense it's kind of like a bear flag. So it's a type of bear flag essentially, actually. So you go down and then you do two-legged pullback back up, and then you continue the trend. So hopefully you can enter here, and then yeah, maybe I'll end the stream here. Because I do have a full-time job, so yeah. When I work, I don't pay as much attention to the market, but that's why the alerts are good, so I can pay attention when there's a good setup. So we shall wait here. This two-legged pullback might just keep going up, but as long as the 20 EMA is acting as resistance, I am interested. I am interested in this trade. And notice the area we're in, right? It's all about context, right? We are under this resistance. We are under this trading range. And so if we do kind of come back up to this trading range, the thing is that there are a lot of people who are ready to get out to break even. For those who went long right here, they're going to try to break even when we get back here, and that's going to push the market back down. So that's why supports act as resistances, because the longs were fooled right here thinking this would be a support again. Once they see this breakdown like this, they're like, oh gosh, I need to get out. Comes back here, they will come out break even. So I'm comfortable with this two-legged pullback under 20 EMA and also under this trading range resistance now, a support that's acting as resistance. And yeah, I'm fine with this. One thing I didn't really take account is it's close to 9 o'clock. However, when 9 o'clock happens, the market kind of goes a little bit haywire. So hopefully I can get out of this before 9 o'clock so I don't get surprises. But here is the most textbook two-legged pullback you can ask for. Just waiting, waiting, waiting. Feeling comfortable here. Even if it kind of turns up, I'm still pretty comfortable. We have a quint top right now, micro quint top. Just waiting, just waiting. 20 EMA still acting as resistance. Still acting as resistance. Quint top, micro quint top. Nothing is easy in this game. Nothing is given to you easy. This trade was a little easy. But this one is proven to be otherwise. I'm still comfortable here, but it is a little, you get those feelings of disappointment. It's like, oh, this is taking so long. Like, why is this taking so long? But, just gotta be patient. You can't control the market. Simply get to ride its waves. Waiting, waiting. Still waiting. Still comfortable here. Just want this two-legged pullback to finish. Okay, even more comfortable. And we should hit it. Okay, that is the classic textbook two-legged pullback. A, B, C, and then we're at a resistance point. After a breakdown, that's just pretty textbook. And all these longs are fold, and they know it. All these little wicks up here, these are all trapped longs. We thought it was going to reverse. And, again, I'm comfortable putting this 1 point above this resistance just because I don't see any support here. What is that? That's crazy. And I'll be in the same position, risk-free, and just waiting to see this hit or my stop to be hit. And I'll just let this run through until one of those get hit. And yeah, then I'll end the stream. But that's it for my commentary, at least. Or maybe I'll have to say some stuff, but that's it for I don't know if I'm going to trade this at all between here, just because I'm already in. I already have a profitable position. Breaking down here, which people try to buy limit orders here, thinking it'll bounce up, thinking this would be a range, but it is not in a range because we were in a range for how long? This amount of candles, and we broke out of it. So the expectation is now you're in a trend until proven otherwise. And this movement here is not trend movement. I would say you have to be able to confirm that. Sorry, this is not a range movement. This is a pullback movement. And I guess the pullback is a small range, but the range is not confirmed in terms of it giving enough bounces up and down. So right after a breakdown, small consolidation, which is a range, yeah, I'll give you that, but not a range that I would expect it to hold in any sense. Just a range because that's just the nature of a two-legged pullback. So far, the extended trading hours has given me a lot more opportunities than the regular trading hours yesterday, which is nice. Let's see where I'm at. What do I have? So, yeah, I forgot what I started off with, but okay. Initial more. I actually don't know what this is, but I just know I started with 2400 and currently I am at 570, so that means almost, yep. So about 170, $171. If I were to, keep charting this, I would see something like this here. Something like that. For now, if I want to trade, I would actually, trade this. It's actually a pretty good position, but that's a really good one. Second pullback. Bouncing off this resistance, and yeah, I think that's a good trade. The only reason I'm hesitant is because I don't like how NinjaTrader handles these orders if you put it in simultaneous trades. But yeah, it's just maybe I just gotta get used to it. But that's a really good trade here. I'll say that's an A trade if this hits. Good signal bar, excellent signal bar. Okay, it's triggered, and I would yeah, that's a good trade for me. Your price target is at the zeros here at 30.60. Kind of bouncing up here. All of the people who had limit orders here thinking they'll bounce back up are now out to break even, and so you don't really have any more, you have that force of the bulls selling at this point. So most likely we'll hit this. Yeah, that's an A setup. That's like a 90% setup. Yeah, I gotta get used to like putting multiple orders in. So your target just got hit. Might not be filled, but at least hit. I know, I'm pretty sure you'll be filled like by now if you haven't been filled already. But 100% sure if it goes beyond this, you would be filled beyond this point. Okay, so we're gonna have a trap here, which I would be very interested in. So if this does pull back and create a two-legged pullback to the long side, see, people are gonna try to trade counter trend no matter what. There are always people who will try to pick the bottom, and so you have people who are counting legs like this now this is to the long side, so A, B, C, and they want to enter on the second entry going upwards, trading counter trend, trying to get the best value possible. But that's foolish, right? And those fools you typically get trapped. And so you have A, B, C pattern, and then if this gets one tick above, the prior candle's high, they will see a two-legged pullback to the upside, long side. And yeah, and that's a very bad place to try to get in because we are still in a downtrend. So now we have a trap ready, and this would be a trap unless this makes a scalper's profit, which is at the 75s. And so people here who try to trade counter trend, they all entered right there on a two-legged pullback to the long side on a downtrend, which is not advisable, right? You want to only enter two-legged pullbacks that go with the trend. So this two-legged pullback is to the short side on a downtrend is what you want, but People here in this bar entered a two-leg pullback to the upside on a downtrend, thinking it might be a reversal. So that's pretty dangerous, just because you don't really know how long trends will last for, and that's why yeah, that's highly unadvised. But this is a trap here, and yeah, I would be interested in a trap down here, to be honest. If I wasn't so scared to make a trade, this trap looks really beautiful. Very good signal bar, and yeah, bunch of trap traders right here. It's a beautiful trap. Almost want to get in, but I have no skin in the game at the moment. Just waiting for one of these to hit. I think if I didn't have this order set up, I would definitely be entering in here. But I think since, okay, so almost got the scalper's profit. Scalper's profit will be the 75. This is at the 50. How do I know it's at the 50? Well, because every grid here is 1 point, and so I break into 4 parts. So the lines are zeros. The middle is 50. Third fourth of it is 75. The 1/4 of it is 25. So that's how I kind of quickly know, okay, this has to hit the 75 mark or the 50 mark. Because one tick above this is the 75, and now I know it has to, for 1 point, needs to be 75 on the next grid up. So it just hit the scalper's profit, so this is no longer a trap. And so I would probably reduce the amount of scalps I have, but if it does hit this still, that's pretty good. We're still hitting resistance here, and we're hitting the 20 EMA again. We're still trading under the 20 EMA, right? It hasn't not closed one time yet above the 20 EMA, even here. Did not close above it. It pierced it, but did not close above it. So again here, tapped it, and this will be another trade I'll be interested in. But if it closes above it, then I would, not be interested in the trade anymore. So now it's kind of getting overextended, not overextended, but it's kind of reversing here. So this is not looking as good. Basically, it will print a bad signal bar, and signal bars, when we look at it, okay, so you can see now this is no longer a pullback. This will be a zero leg. So those who took this risk here, yeah, congratulations. I don't like anyone losing money other than when I'm trading against them, but if you were in this, then congratulations, you made your profit plus a little bit more. And yeah, you wouldn't be stopped out if you had a runner, unless it gets back down to somewhere here. So kudos to you. Who knows, I might get stopped out, but which will be unfortunate, but again, no risk. I don't mind. I actually don't care. I'm happy with whatever I get now. So the grays are first entries, which I typically don't trade. Some people might trade them, but I make them gray because I don't pay much attention to them. What I do mark it still, of course, so I can know the upcoming leg that's coming up. Alright, so we're showing small signs of reversal still. I think we are bearish here. I keep doing that. But as you can see, if I were to draw a trend line from here to, let's say, this point, we in a sense broken out of it. So typically what happens now from this downtrend, we're going to go into a trading range. And after the range, then it will typically be decided, are you going to break down or break out? Breaking down is when it goes downwards, breaking out when it goes upwards. Right? There's a second pullback here. that would trigger under this, but my hesitation is that since we actually broke out of this uh, descending trend line, this doesn't seem as valid to me as it was before. Because my expectation is now we might be in a range. So in a range, counting legs to me, unless the range is big, then counting legs is good. But if the range is small, then counting legs is pretty much worthless, in my opinion at least. So will we get stopped out, or will we hit this? I mean, obviously you have a higher chance of getting stopped out, but so now we're back above this resistance, which is now should be acting as support again. Again, I have no risk, so just watching. It's like a movie playing. I'm just seeing, oh, will I make money or will I not make money? It's like watching a movie. Yeah, just keep this going so you guys can see the end result. This trap here. Yep, if he hits this, then it'll be a trap, but in a trading range, traps don't mean as much. That's always a question you need to be asking yourself. Are we in a range or are we in a trend? And if we're in a range, that's like a checklist. And if we're in a range, is it a big range or is it a tight range? If it's a tight range, I do not trade. Tight ranges look choppy, are typically choppy markets. This could be tradable because it might be wide enough to get a two-legged pullback and reverse. But such as this is choppy. Like, how do you trade this? You don't. And the checklist is if we're in trend, then yes, is this is my setup there? Setup being a two-legged pullback, a failed two-legged pullback. For me, I like to go into second pullbacks after a breakout. And you answer that question, then you ask the question, is this near a support or resistance area? And then, that kind of helps you decide, okay, is the context good? If the context good is then, you have yourself a good trade. And even if it doesn't work out and you get stopped out, you can at least recognize, hey, I went into a good setup with high probabilities, and if I do this for a long period of time, I will end up on top. And so, yeah, I guess for those who don't know me or haven't been following me, I just recently doubled a 20K account paper trading on using ES about a week ago. And I told myself I can double my account there just using price action, using reasonable contract sizes such as 3, 4, 5 with a runner. Then if I feel like I can get comfortable enough with this price action trading system, then I will move to real money. And now my next endeavor is to double my account in the micros. And why micros? Well, obviously less risk, and you get used to all the movements and kind of get used to getting filled and commissions and things like that. So, and then after that, my plan is to go to ES and try to double my account there. So you just heard like that little alert. That means yeah, we have a two-legged pullback coming off a tap off the 20 EMA. So I still think we haven't broken this trend yet, as in we haven't I guess we did break a downtrend if you consider going to a range of break, but we haven't gone to an uptrend because we still have this high to break. So um, yeah, I'm just gonna let this run and let's see where this goes. I mean, most likely I will get stopped out. You know, I'm like one tick away. So yep, just got stopped. Unfortunate, but that's how it goes. So all right, there might be a trade setting up here. As you can see that this day is a trending day. It might be in a big trading range, but we can see pretty distinct movements here. So we might have a trade coming up soon. I'm looking for a two-legged pullback, but right now we're currently seeing a V bottom. Now V bottoms to me are just untradeable. I guess technically this is a two-legged pullback. A, B, C, second entry. Right, first pullback, first entry, second pullback, second entry. So technically that's a two-legged pullback right on the 240 simple moving average. I thought we could get maybe like a two-legged pullback A, B, C into this, but we just did a straight V bottom, so who knows, this video might not even be used. We'll see. Definitely need to chart this. This is important here. I'm expecting a reaction off this. A reaction off it, or perhaps close to it. We'll see. Well, let's watch this set up. Let's look at the bars here. It's like small, small, or small. I think it's a little larger, larger, larger. Expands as it goes up. And now the candles are ending at the highs, showing some bullish sentiment. So if I were to make a support, a resistance line, where would I put you? Typically previous breakout areas, which is a breakout area here, breakdown areas, which we see here clearly. Yeah, that looks good. Let's do that. So here's like a not only a resistance line, but we have a trend line also going descending trend line. So we have more points of references of resistance. But man, that movement is nice. That would have been a hard trade to get into personally, because you had this channel, and you know, this channel could just kept going on forever. But some clues, some price action clues that you have is you have a so we'll have a third pullback here. Am I interested in a third pullback? Signal bar is not good. The area is good though. Okay, that's not a bad signal bar. It's a strong move up. This super strong bull move makes me scared to enter short here. Even though we had a strong move down, a 50% retracement. I don't know. Okay, yep, that would have been obvious. Now it's obvious that was a good trade. But yeah, sorry. Talking too much here. Had a strong bulls here, but the retracement was 50%, as you can see. And so, you know, you might ask like, oh, why does it happen at 50%? You know, it's not just like a nice number that people like, but what happens is that people who went long right here thinking this will bounce back up, thinking that this might be a trading range now, they went long here, but the price all of a sudden just fell beneath. broke down. Now what they're waiting for is they entered in right here on the first um, pullback. The first time the candle breaks a prior candle's high, they enter right here, and the reason why it's at 50% is because they try to break even, right? They scaled in right here and they're trying to break even around here, maybe at a small loss. Basically, you're measuring from here to here, and it's pretty much, around 50%. That's why that happens. Actually, many reasons why that happens, but that's one of them. So for me, this looks like a downtrend now. Interesting. Downtrend. That would have been a good scalp. Should have got in there. I was just kind of worried about this move, but now, after looking at it, seeing that 50% under the 20 EMA, that would have been a solid trade. Gotta focus here. Gotta focus, man. You would have got your scalp, but probably got stopped out by the next bar. Alright, I am getting interested here. So right now we're going to enter this support zone. You can see by the tails that there were a lot of bulls here wanting to buy. I mean, my suspicion is around a 240, but so we're coming down here. This looks nasty, but we still haven't broken this, and now we have broken it. So now we are under this support, and my next trade will be a slight pullback, and I want to get in if there is a pullback. We're getting support here. Perfect along with these bodies. With that close, perfect touch. Micro double bottom. This looks like a solid downtrend, to be honest. So, I'm going to make a channel here. So if I went like short here, it's kind of tight, right? You're almost gonna hit the bottom of this. But yeah, let's see if the market allows us to get in. I want to see maybe a micro double top here, and then I'll come in, or even more beautiful, a slight breach, less than a scalper's profit, right? And then it'll be a trap down here, which I will go with 5 scalps. That's a beautiful trade. That is my A+ setup right here. As long as it stays a trap. As long as it stays a trap, and it breaks a trap right now, okay. So it's not a trap anymore. Color changed. So if that stayed a trap and it came back down here, that to me is an A+ setup. Reason being is because that would trigger below the supports at a trap while in a downtrend under all the EMAs. It's just like you have a lot of yeah, it's just almost a guarantee. Like I would feel comfortable putting 10 contracts in that trade, but let's keep it kosher. Alright, so we're going back to the 240. Broke down and coming back up, probably retest it while the 20 EMA converges with it. Getting close. If I get good signal bar, I'll come in here. If the signal bar looks like this, I'm in here. Enough room to come back here, so just a regular 4 scalps around the 75s. Beautiful touch here with a very good signal bar, and we have a decreasing EMAs coming here. This bar, as you can see, currently cannot even reach the top of this bar, showing eager bears trying to get in. So they put their limit order one tick below the top of the prior bar, the high of the prior bar, showing eagerness from the bears, which makes me think if we get this hit, we're gonna get this pretty easily. Easy scalp, in my opinion. Hopefully easy scalp, in my opinion. It's a fight here. Just seeing that they couldn't even reach the top there just shows me all their cards. I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit. A few more seconds. Touched it, tickled it. Just feel me. Feel me. Feel me. Filled. And now we got a runner. Beautiful runner. 4 points. Do I want more? Do I want more? Oh, I want more. I want more than 4 points here. Where's my next? Okay, so we got a slight support here. Actually, I'll keep it here. See some support there. I'll take that. I'll take that. How many points is that? 53. About 3.5 points. Do I have more than that? Do I have anything to worry about? I mean, I'm a risk-free trade right now. Okay. Target filled. I think I could have got more, but I just saw this real quick and saw that there's some support here. I'd rather just come back and re-enter in a trap. If we get a trap here, I'm in. Right now, micro double top. And micro double top, it's already broken down, so I'm not interested in this trade anymore. Micro double tops, micro double bottoms, I don't count them in my script because there'll just be way too many signals. But yeah, technically some people would count this like as an A, B, and then a C leg. So some people would do that. A, B, C, yeah. A, B, nah, that reset. A, B, C, pull back. I see. So it'd be like an A, B, C, and then people think we'll pull back here and create a trap. Oh, we got a genuine trap here. Ooh, that's a lot of support. So you see this? All my drawings here, how they all connect. I would be interested in that trap, but there's way too many supports here. It scares me. So I will not enter this trap, even though I love entering traps, even on a downtrend, because we got way too many supports. Way too many supports, right? This converging here. Supports created from this trend line, from this trend line. Yeah, way too many supports for me to enter there, even though it's so tempting. So that's like a trapper's trap. I'd be careful. I'd be careful to enter this trap. We're seeing some wicks here, some overlapping bars, so we're seeing indecision. You see how here, not that many overlapping bars. Here, not really overlapping bars. Shows that there's decision. When there's overlapping bars, shows that there's indecision. That means the bears and bulls are balanced. If they're balanced, what that turns into is a range. If you're in range, you do not want to trade traps, you do not want to trade leg counts even, depending on the range of course, but so yeah, too many supports here. That's a lot of supports. But we'll see. Alright, trap is gone, which is good. Temptation is gone. See how high this goes. Yeah, but do you see here how that one tick matters, man? That one tick, my dudes, makes all the difference. Shows you that now there are a bunch of trapped longs here. They could not even break even, so now they're getting so antsy as this breaks down. If this breaks down, they have stops here. Even though that's not a trap, acts like a trap, but it's not a failed two-legged pullback. All right, I'm thinking it'll come up and it's hitting the head. It's hitting its head on this resistance, resistance. Well, support, support, support. Now acting as resistance. So we'll see. All right. Nothing might happen for a while, so I'm gonna end this here. I'm gonna take a step back. I think what I'm seeing here with all these supports, I am just a little hesitant to do any trades around here. If anything, um, yeah, I would see it maybe a trading range start happening here, but I could be wrong. It could just be it could just flush down and I might miss some trades. But you know, for me, all the supports here, um, it makes me think it might come back up to test this. You know, I might not even need this. I'll get rid of this and show you from here. I can even make a channel. Channel is kind of far away from here, but you know, that in itself is information. As Albrook says, there's no such thing as noise in the market. Every bar, every tick makes a difference. So again, we're seeing support here, long wicks. That's why I'm not interested in going short here, nor am I interested in going long because of this kind of strong downtrend we're in. I would like to see some, some movement, and then once I'm convinced with some higher highs, higher lows, then I'll be convinced that maybe we're going to try to test the top of this channel. But until then, I'm just neutral. If I'm neutral, I am not gonna do anything. I can get rid of these. It's kind of that one's nice, but I'm just gonna get rid of it. Clean it up a little bit here. This one too. I do like this one because I think from all the charts I've seen, if anything, when we get back up here, we're gonna end up also close to this resistance. So another tempting trap, which people might want to go into, but I think that's a trapper's trap. As you can see, long wicks, or sorry, long tails here. And so again, people might get trapped here. But these long tails tell me otherwise, that there are a lot of bulls here, a lot of bulls with limit orders, and they want to come in. And so, it might hit it. I mean, I don't know. But from the price action, I'm just seeing, I'm just thinking too many bulls here. So it does hit. It gives you your 1 point. So this shows you how strong traps are. It truly does not matter if you're next to supports or if you have a bunch of tails. Traps are just that strong. But you can still see there's still a lot of bulls here buying up limit orders. They just want some long. They're just trying to get in a good price, thinking this is a good price because they see this, that means we have the same, I have the same line as many other traders. And that's what you want. You want to have similar lines. You want to be making sure you're seeing what everyone else is seeing because you want to enter in trades where everyone else is entering. That's how you get imbalance, and you want to be on the right side of imbalance. So again, micro double bottom near all the supports here, near this support. The bulls are putting on a fight right here. But this downtrend is pretty strong, so that's why we see such a strong fight. So even if it breaks down, I still think bulls will start buying it up. They probably have their limit orders to a couple, maybe 2 points even under here, the lows. See, as you can see, they had their limit orders even below here because they're so, they're even more eager to get in because, yeah, it's a better value for them. If you can enter a lower price, better for them if they think it's going to go up. So now we have pretty strong support, and this is actually a two-legged pullback, right? ABC, two-legged pullback. It's really, really tight ABC pattern, but it is an ABC pattern. A, B, C. And now we have the two-legged pullback or a second entry. Right on cue, right on support. Might have been a good trade to go in. I was just talking too much. Signal bar was not good. So that's one thing against you. But context is better than, in the right context, I think that trumps the signal bar. Signal bar to me is a cherry on top, and even Al Brooks says these days because of high frequency trading, the signal bars are not as reliable as they used to be. So reliable in both ways, as in if it's a bad signal bar does not necessarily mean it's a bad signal bar. If it's a good signal bar does not mean it necessarily is a good signal bar. So he did say that in one of his interviews. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this video here and maybe enter in if we are at another good point, and I'll start up again. All right, so we have a potential setup here, and it's a trap. I'll be interested in going here on this uptrend. Signal bar is not the best, but yeah, just seeing this kind of tight trading range, breaking out of it. Not strong follow through after the breakout. It's a semi-suspect trade here, but it is a trap, and I do like traps on the the right side of the 20 EMA, as in if it's if it's above the 20 EMA, I want traps on the long side, which are short traps, but it's a long trade. So let's see if it triggers. So you got a bunch of shorts right here. And if this goes to the 75 down here, then the trap will disappear. It would change colors. It will be a, okay. We're still in trap city. Hasn't hit the 75 mark yet. If it hits the 75 mark, then I won't be interested in this trap anymore because it won't be a trap. So, all right, no longer a trap. So, but I'm still interested in this trade. If it does give me a bounce here, I just want a good signal bar now. I don't want to go in willy-nilly. I do feel like we're still in like a trading range. These long wicks kind of show you that. So people are probably buying limit orders, well, I guess right here, but maybe not. Probably more down here on this body. Pierce the channel, coming right back in. I'd be interested in this if, yeah, we get a good signal bar like that. Shoot. Priming up my order, 165.30. There it is. 21.16. Don't trigger. Okay, there we go. So long wick here, or long tail here, showing me this is acting as good support, and then bring it filled. Got a runner coming up, but most likely they'll probably get hit here. I'll put one tick under. We got a resistance here. I'll put one tick under to guarantee a fill, because sometimes it'll touch it, and even if it touches the the exact resistance level, it might not fill because you're in a queue of other traders, and if people ordered put in before you, like people a long time ago have a sell here because I don't know, they might have thought, yeah, it was gonna go up from here on up, and they got stuck, and they're like stuck in all of this, and so they have their orders like old orders here. So I might be far down that queue, so I'm going to front run it one tick. And we'll sit here and watch this. Also it's a risk-free trade, so I'm not really worried. But I want to protect my profits. I do feel like we're going to be in this. Oh, guess what? Guess where we're at? We're closing in on this resistance, where I mentioned before, which is now, this support, which is now resistance. And also, you can see the downtrend here, or the descending trend line, connecting those 2 points. I can clean it up a little bit here. And yeah, we're close to it, so I might get stopped out. Doesn't matter to me. I made my scalp already. Where are we at today? So we are essentially, all right, I got stopped out. 2622. So subtract 400 from this, and that's where we're at. 222.21. That's pretty good. It's more than 10% to my target. And remember, this is the cash value. So this includes all my commissions. That's what the commissions all included. So yeah, so just seeing that long tail here just gave me so much confidence. This is such a good signal bar. Such confidence because the story is you have a bunch of people who bought limit orders on this body. What am I doing? I'm making a channel. I want to do this. So you see these bodies here? People had limit orders here. The moment they got touched, it just cleaned up and went all the way up. And not only that, it closed above not only 240 SMA, but more importantly, above these bodies, which was what I was hoping for, closing above these bodies, which is the resistance or the top part of this short trading range. So I want to make sure we were above all this resistance, because resistance means sellers before going long. I want to be above all of the the sellers. And, so we are okay. So people had a 1 point under here rather than 1 tick, so they got out. We still didn't break this low, so technically we're still in an uptrend, even though this bar looks very, very bearish. It ends up right here, so it does not mean it's bearish yet. It just means it's kind of neutral, or yeah, it's not confirmed. We haven't even broken this low yet, so. But I wouldn't be surprised if it went down further. I'm not saying that, but it's just not confirmed yet. Where are we in the grand scheme of things? So we're in this broad channel, and then we're squeezing this channel in to more narrow channel. Alright, so it's breaking down more. People have limit orders at the bottom of this tail, as you can see. It's bouncing here. Let's see if they get their 1 point profit. And yep, so they got their 1 point profit, those who put their limit orders at the bottom of this wick. And so what does that tell you? It's not just a fun fact, but it tells you that there were enough bulls here waiting that it was able to push the price up, and in a sense, the bulls are making money. The bulls are making money, that means we still have bulls in town. If the bulls are in town, then this downtrend or this breakdown is not confirmed yet. This is all price action here. We're just looking at the action of the price, and we're reading the market essentially. Really, there's only 2 types of orders, right? There's stop orders and there's limit orders. And if you can figure out if you're in if the market is trading on limit orders or stop orders, I think that will kind of get you to like a new level of understanding of the market. This is all according to Al Brooks. I did not make any of this up, nor did Al Brooks make this up. It's been around for a while, but I personally learned it from Al Brooks in my own studies. Not that he taught me personally, but my own studies. Just kind of being able to read the market through limit orders and stop orders can help you understand what kind of market you're in. For instance, limit orders means that you're in a range, because if people are buying limit orders, that means by natural consequence the market will start to become a range. But if people are buying stop orders, then by natural consequence, you go into a trend. Why is that natural consequence? Because people who are buying with limit orders, their philosophy is to buy low, sell high, or to sell high, buy low. And if that's their philosophy, then that means that they will create a trading range. People who are buying with stop orders, their philosophy is uh, buy low, sell lower, or sell low and buy low. Sell low, buy low. That makes sense. Sell low, buy low. So, or buy high, sell higher. And if that's a philosophy, then you're going to have, people buying stop orders right here pushes the market down, creating a trend. Al Brooks, he's a man. I mean, he is dense. If you can understand his stuff, if you can really grasp what he teaches, then I really think you can get a good understanding of what the market is saying. This might be a good short here, but for me, we're in a trading range, so this would be a good short for a trending range, but a trending market. But since we're in a ranging market, this would not be as enticing, though it might work out if it does get triggered. So what this is again saying is that once it hits this will be the second pullback under the 20 EMA, which is pretty nice, and yeah, also breaking down this ascending trend line for the bottom part of this channel. Long wick here, providing further support. That if this does hit, then it might go down further. But to me, the wicks down here are more concerning. To me, I'm more about red flags. If there are too many red flags, even though you can have 100 green flags, but if you have 100 red flags, it doesn't really matter. Or other way around, or even if you have like 10 green flags and 2 red flags, for me that kind of goes into the probabilities of if this trade will work. And for me, if it's like a 90, unless it's a 90 like to 95% probability, I'm not in it. So the reason being so is not necessarily just because I'm stingy, but because the way this strategy works is that you have a very high or very low risk to reward ratio. You're only making 1 point and you're risking maybe two plus points on every trade, and so your probability has to be very high. Your win percentage needs to be very high in order for you to be profitable. So basically basic money management. So we did hit it, and I'm gonna just be a viewer here, and see if it works out. It might very well work out, and we basically have to hit the 50 on this grid for it to be at least 1 point, and it hits it. So that would have been a good trade, but to me, it's just these wicks here scared me. It wasn't enough room because of the wicks. That the wicks would stop this, but looks like the bulls are wussies right now in this market. They are too scared. Either that or they already made their profit and they're out. Okay, that's it for now. Maybe come back later, or maybe next time I see you, it might just be a wrap up of today's trading day. I'm already up today 150, which means I'm not sure when this started counting. I did some extended hours trading, but at the end about 10% to more than 10% to my goal, and that's pretty good for day 2. So yeah, and at that rate, looking at about maybe 1 month. If the market's nice, maybe quicker, but depends. All right, we'll end the day there, and yeah, just a quick recap of what I think today was. I think today was a very good day for price action trading. Very good, strong trends here. Um, you got some chop right here, but there are long parts of the day where you just saw solid trends, and solid trends, you have solid trend lines that you can trade off, and you have some beautiful setups here. It's a two-legged pullback here, with a 20 plus or 20 point runner pretty much, and so if you hear those little noises, those are alerts for me that cha-ching means a trap is coming up soon. Anyways, you got trap here right off the 20 EMA, beautiful trap. Gives you, you might have got stopped out of this runner, but nevertheless, still good, at least for our scalp. Beautiful second pullback trade here, lower highs, right off resistance. I actually missed this trade. I just got to my computer and I was kind of like, looking at things, and this was forming, and I just happened to miss it. And give you a beautiful runner here. Actually, you would have got stopped out by these, so you wouldn't have actually got a runner there. But another third pullback, beautiful trade. I actually was looking at this during the video while recording, and I think I was just too distracted talking about stuff, and I did talk about my reservations behind it, but I think at the end it would have been an okay trade. The trigger would have been under the 20 EMA, and you had a solid breakdown with small move up and up at the 50% mark. So regardless, still good to keep that in your mind. Setups like that. Another nice two-legged pullback, support. Going to give you a nice runner here. So overall today was a pretty good day. Pretty trending. Of course, there's some chop here, but even in the chop, you have nice traps. A couple of traps, 1, 2, 3 traps that would have all given you a scalper's profit. So those are all with trend. So that's pretty good. And yeah, so we'll end the day there. The final results of today, I'm ending up with 2,680.96, and got to kind of remember. So that's the cash value, and so that's with all commissions taken out. And remember that my initial was 2,400. And I'm just trying to double a 2K account, but I have $400 extra in there just for maintenance cost. Just keep it in there over time. But my target is with initial 2,000, and right now currently, if you subtract 2,680 by 2,400, final is 280.96, and that divided by 2,000. 14% of our total goal being met. And yeah, I'm not sure if these numbers are just for regular trading hours or if they include the extended trading hours from last night. I'm not too sure, but whatever these tell you, you can, this will always be up here, so you can just see my progress. It's a little vulnerable to have my actual account up like this, but that's I just figured that for purposes for myself, if I wanted to look back and look at my trades and see how dumb I was, I could, have all this information for myself, and for anyone who's viewing, they can enjoy it as well. I just want to remind you that this is the MES. So, if I were trading the, basically the same strategy, but if it was an ES, just multiply everything by 10 here. So today I actually would have gained, before commissions, $2,550. But with commissions, $1,861. That's the total profit I would have made if this was ES. And like I said, MES in a sense is more difficult to double your count because of all the commissions. The commission percentage-wise is worse compared to the ES. So, since if you can double your count in the MES, theoretically you can double your count in the ES. And so that's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, so 14%, day 2, not too bad. Hope you've enjoyed and learned a lot. God bless.